Am I awake or am I dreaming? So far gone, I won't look back. And when I move, there ain't no stopping me. You're pushing me up to the top. I saw the clouds looking angry, but then the sky reached my mind. And when I space out, I see the possibilities unfolding the way that I want. That you showed up was written in my palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You cut me loose.
Well, hello there once again. Welcome to all of you here, and a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever you are. You know what? It's always a huge thank you to all of you for making time wherever you are, taking time off. I know you're very busy people and wanting to actually spend the next at least about 1 hour to learn something really amazing, something really fabulous that's going to raise what I call your health quotient. You got all kinds of quotients. You got emotional quotients, intelligence quotients, but this is health. And gives me a lot of it's a pleasure, to really share things like this to all of you here, and that you are able to learn and able to share with people after this. It's always growing and growing, which is a sharing culture. So I hope that's what your intention is. That's what you're here to learn about. My name is Prabjit, better known as PJ. I'm just a host for you guys tonight, but I won't be the main speaker. In a while, I'm going to be introducing who the speaker is. But before I do that, I'd like to bring up one particular word that I'd like you guys to think about. And the word is aging. Now, what comes to your mind when you think of aging? Is it the number of candles on your birthday cake, or is it about something that's degenerating, something that's going through wear and tear? If I say that car, that machine is aging, you guys know immediately what I mean, right? It's not doing very well. Something's not going right with it. But this is talk about aging, and so today let's go deeper into aging, right? And what I like to do at the beginning right now is I'm going to share a particular video of this amazing professor, and he has done wonders in the realm and the study of aging. He's done tremendous research in it. He's one of the top biologists in the world today. He's one of the top world's experts on the topic of aging himself. Well, ladies and gentlemen, sit back and relax and listen very closely to what he has to say about this particular topic. Okay, so hang on and just let's listen to Dr. David Singh.
As we age, the tiniest blood vessels in our bodies wither and die, reducing the blood flow to organs and tissues. Vascular aging causes many diseases: cardiovascular, neurological, muscle wasting, frailty, and even aging. Here at Harvard Medical School, we've reversed this process in mice, setting the stage for radical new therapies to help people. The new study has unraveled the cascade of interactions between blood vessels and muscles. Endothelial cells, which line the walls of blood vessels, are essential for the health and growth of the vessels. And as endothelial cells age, blood vessels begin to atrophy and die. Blood flow to many parts of the body diminishes. Organs and tissues begin to function less well. Blood vessel demise hits muscles especially hard, because muscles rely on a robust supply of blood for their function. This process can be slowed down with regular exercise, but only up to a point. Over time, even exercise fails to stave off blood vessel demise and muscle loss. The new findings have cracked the mystery behind this process. As our blood vessels age, they become deaf to the signals from exercised muscle. This actually leads to the muscle shrinking as we get older, and therefore we're less able to exercise and grow new blood vessels. A vicious cycle indeed. The two key players in the crosstalk between blood vessels and muscles are a molecule called NAD and a protein called SIRT1. NAD boosts SIRT1, which in turn enables the conversation between muscles and blood vessels. But both NAD and SIRT1 decline as we age. They can no longer perform their role as the interface between the muscles and blood vessels. In our new study, we gave mice NMN, a chemical compound commonly found in the body and previously shown to boost NAD levels, which in turn boosts SIRT1. These mice had better endothelial function, blood vessel growth, and improved blood supply to their muscles. And what was most striking? These animals' capacity for exercise improved dramatically. In fact, the old mice treated with NMN had up to 80% greater exercise capacity compared with the untreated old mice. These results, I believe, can help millions of people who have lost their mobility or simply can no longer exercise, either through frailty, disability, or old age. This sets the stage for new medicines that will be able to restore blood flow in organs that have lost it, either through a heart attack, a stroke, or even in patients with dementia.
So isn't that amazing? Now you talk about new discoveries, new discoveries are always being found to help to reverse the effects of aging. And it's always wonderful to listen to Dr. Sinclair a lot, because, we've been following a lot about what he's been saying, what he's been talking about for many, many years right now. So, so right now, more than just what he explained earlier about this, about blood vessels and things, we have another video we'd like you to take a look at right now. I think this will be familiar with some of you, and maybe something new with a lot of you. Okay, so sit back, relax, and watch this particular video we're going to be showing to you.
Technology. Future. Aging can't go on. Thousands of years, we've been looking for the key to youth maintenance. Scientists have discovered the NAD+ level determines oxidative stress, chronic inflammation, DNA damage for people in their 30s and 40s. The NAD+ level in the body drops rapidly, which accelerates the aging process. N+ liposomal liquid capsule, NMN advanced combination, and Uzesta UAT. A new era of health food. Comprehensive formula of NMN advanced combination makes good time last. 1. Nourish Japan NMN. Immediate supply of NMN, direct precursor of NAD+. NMN can enter the cell through a special transport protein to directly synthesize NAD+. It is one of the most direct and effective ways to promote the NAD+ level. The NMN in N+ liposomal liquid capsule is an extract from natural broccoli. It is a proprietary ingredient licensed by Japan Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare. This natural extract also contains sulforaphane, which is synergistical in antioxidation. 2. Shield, glutathione, and resveratrol. The two antioxidant stars help resist oxidative stress, reduce DNA damages and inflammation, and help prevent NAD+ from being decomposed and lost. 3. Repair. Soy peptide is a small molecule peptide derived from vegan food. It is directly absorbed, such as collagen and muscle protein. 3-phase advanced aging formula, 360-degree integrated function. 1. Supply NMN. 2. Shield glutathione and resveratrol. 3. Repair soy peptide. PICS GMP. International Pharmaceutical Factory Specifications ensures product safety and quality. Comprehensive formula combined with UAT, helping maximize absorption and utilization. German Advanced Liposome Technology and new technology for liquid-filled capsule. Effective delivery technology. Protection of active ingredients. Specific precise and effective absorption. NMN, advanced combination, and Uzesta UAT, promote NAD plus level. Key to activating youth. You only live once. Today is the future. Anti-aging technology in a new era. N plus liposomal liquid capsule.
And that was what we wanted to really share with you right now. It's a precursor as a beginning before we begin our presentation by the amazing products and health expert that we have on hand today. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me such pleasure, such an honor to introduce to you Joanne Teo to be here, to be a presenter, to be a speaker for tonight. Joanne, are you ready?
Hi, absolutely ready. Is everybody ready? Oh my gosh, tonight is going to be so exciting because I don't know about you. I think many of us want to look and feel our best, right? It's about anti-aging. That's why we're here today. So, okay, let me just try to pull out my slides. I don't know if all of you are prepared. I just want to pull out my slides for today. Hang on a bit. Let me see if this is the slide I want to be pulling out. Oh, yes, this is the slide. There you go. I'm so excited. Okay, now I have a key question before I begin. Is aging a natural process? Okay, so those who say yes, of course, it's a natural process, right? So you type 1. Those who think aging is a natural process, please type 1. Those who think it's not, cannot be, right? I don't know. Okay, type 2. So those who think aging is a natural process, type 1. Those who think it's not a natural process, type 2. Those who I don't know, sit on the fence, type 3. Okay, let me see. What are people saying? Tell me what people saying. 1 and 2. Nobody's sitting on the fence. I've got news flash for all of you. Okay, quickly type in. Now, the same time, today I'm going to just share with all of you, not just to tell you whether it's an aging process, and I'm going to share some information that will really be an eye-opener to all of you. Okay, now, number 1, how many do we have? Do we have more 1s or more 2s? Okay, so aging a natural process. Okay, hold your breath, everybody. Did you know that in I was saying in 2019, but actually it's 2018, right? The World Health Organization has changed and added aging as part of the classification, get this, for diseases. So in fact, aging, it's not just a natural process, but if I can say it, it's a medical condition. Like, isn't it mind-blowing how it is? Now, why did the World Health Organization classify aging as a disease? Why? Now, I shared this with many people, right? And I'll say this repeatedly, this year I turned 50. I did because of all the different health scares as you age, right? All your immunity gets dropped, your processes in your body get slowed down and gives rise to more propensity for diseases. I went for a health scan, and thankfully, I was holding my breath. I don't know how many of you are like that when you go for a health check and then you're like holding your breath and you're afraid to know the results. And I'm no different, right? So, but I was very pleasantly surprised that my body's age was 29 or 30. Okay, so and that's why people who ask me, Joe, you're like an energy bunny. You have a lot of energies within you, and you can go on and on like a Duracell. Okay, but look around. When we say that aging is a disease or medical condition, what do I mean by this? Aging, as we know now, it's how many of you, okay, look around us or think for a moment. Think about people around us who could be 29, 39, but they're behaving like 59 or 69 or worse, right? They're facing low stamina. They cannot push through exercises. Their memory is poor. Their eyesight is bad. Digestion is bad. Or, for a few unfortunate ones of us, right? Diseases set in a lot earlier at 30 plus, 40 plus. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, aging. Okay, so tonight, I will be sharing with you a little bit more about aging. Okay? Okay. Here we go. So aging, essentially, how can we tell? Like, for example, a person that it looks young, does it mean that they're young, right? So essentially, aging is marked by several things. Number one, epigenetic shifts. Now, what does epigenetics even mean? I will attempt to explain to you in more layman terms. So today is a little bit of a bioscience, as well as introducing to you a whole new medical field called epigenetics. Okay, so I've highlighted one thing: as we age, our nutrient sensing ability has reduced dramatically. So that gives rise to people asking me, if even my own mom, telling me, if we do eat the same food that we do, we have enough nutrients. So isn't that sufficient? Do we really need to top up supplementations? Do we need more things? And the reality is this: as we age, now our body system essentially goes by all your 5 systems that work in tandem concurrently: your respiratory, your muscular, your nervous, your digestion, etc. Right? But one of the first function that starts to age, the very first system rather that starts to age, is essentially your digestive system. And statistics have shown, clinical results have shown that when we're about 30 years old, we're only absorbing like 70% of what we're eating. And if you're like my age, like 50 years old, you're probably absorbing 50% of the nutrients you're consuming. And what's worse, in our lifestyle right now, even though we work from home, default working is from home base, we don't have regular meals. Most of us are either tingkat, Deliveroo, etc. We don't look up enough of our phytonutrients, our nutrients. So a lot of us in this present day and age, I keep saying that we're overfed. We're overfed calories, but undernourished, right? And plus, with an aging absorption system, like I said, as you're aging, your altered nutrient sensing ability has dropped dramatically. That gives rise to our cells not nourished enough for rejuvenation and regeneration, as well as mitochondrial dysfunction. I mean, many of us, as we age, right, we tend to say things like, oh, when I was 30 years old, I could eat 2 bowls of rice. 40 years old, I eat 1 bowl of rice. But now I'm 50 years old, 我呼吸都能发胖了. Our mitochondria is basically the powerhouse in our cells. So all these, dips in its function at the same time. Why? As we age, we kind of lose muscle mass. When we lose muscle mass, where is our mitochondria essentially? Now, all of us know that, a high-fat diet, high body fat gives rise to most diseases with a dip in mitochondria activity. So where's our mitochondria? It's in our muscles. So can you see that all our entire system, as you listen today, okay, you will notice that everything that I'm saying now is intricately linked. Okay, so then mitochondrial dysfunction as well, because as we age, our metabolic rate and everything, our mitochondria, our powerhouse, loses its function, that leading to metabolic dysfunction, a lower metabolic rate because of reduced muscle mass, and a whole host of stuff, stem cell exhaustion as well, right? As we age, less and less stem cells are secreted from our bone marrow, right? So stem cells essentially are like gives rise to reparation. Okay, so as we age, less and less stem cells are in circulation, and the stem cells are also of inferior quality, and that gives rise to inflammation within our body, which is cellular senescence. So cellular senescence is essentially escalates. Okay, it escalates chronic diseases because it kind of suppresses many functions. For example, tumor suppressant. So basically, senescent cells is not what we want to reduce within our body. But as we age, all these functions get compromised, and therefore we have diseases at a much earlier age. At the same time, due to oxidative stress, our cellular membranes are damaged. That gives a death, which you heard from Dr. Sinclair earlier on. How our cells repair essentially is through gene expression and cell signaling. But when your cells membrane are, damaged due to oxidative stress, and therefore you cannot send signals, and therefore the affected area doesn't get enough support to start reparation. At the same time, when the stem cells get to the area, your stem cells with lesser stem cells, as I mentioned, in production, in secretion, and inferior quality, that gives rise to a whole host of health issues. So basically, it doesn't mean that this happens only when we're 60 or 70 or 80 years old. This can happen when we don't take care of ourselves due to lifestyle. How many of us sleep at 12? And I'm totally guilty of it. Now, I'm an advocate of health, and I'm a nutrition coach and nutritionist, and I advocate sleep is the predominant thing that we all need. And those of you who know my sleeping hours, sometimes I am ashamed to even put on the Facebook the stamping, what time I sleep. But truly, our society and our lifestyle gives rise to premature aging. Okay, so now what does that mean? Okay, so now what does that mean? So now when we age, now what is one pertinent thing that happens when we're aging? Now, today I want to mention about NAD. Okay, so those of you who one of the root cause of why we age is because our NAD levels are depleting. Okay, so what does NAD stand for? Essentially, it's nicotiniamide adenine dinucleotide. Now, what has that on earth got to do with aging? So I'm talking about aging, I'm talking about NAD. So what has that got to do with aging? Now, everything has got to do with an energy source. If you can see the picture at the extreme right, you will see the battery. So now, NAD essentially, it's a super essential coenzyme that none of us can live without. So essentially, when we zeroize our battery, our NAD levels, okay, we kind of say goodbye. We check out, and within 30 seconds, we check out. So one of the significant aspect of NAD, essentially, it is that it is an essential coenzyme that our cells cannot live without. Okay, now, one very important thing I'm going to ask all of you. How many of you, okay, can leave the house when your battery of your handphone is 20-30%? Bearing in mind you don't drive, you have no battery charger, so there's no way you can top up your battery, 20%, 30%. And you have the whole day ahead of you. I don't know about you, but I'd be terrified. And if anybody were to call me and say, hey, can send me texts or not? My battery very flat, right? We're super concerned. If I ask, I have been asking people, 10 people, I asked 10 people cannot lay. But do you know that we too have a battery within ourselves? And it's called NAD. And how does it affect aging? Very simply. Every single of our cells need an energy source to perform. For example, energy source is needed for your liver to detoxify. Energy source in your lungs cells is needed to exchange gas. Heart to beat. Everything in your cells is an energy source is required to function. And that is why when we deplete our energy source or our battery, we check out, we say goodbye. Right? And then when we don't have enough battery, a lot of things tend to happen, diseases, etc., that gives rise. So now, NAD has a very, very close connection with sirtuin genes. Now, just to give an idea what sirtuin is, sirtuins are essentially a family of proteins. Okay, they essentially help the sirtuin 1 to sirtuin 7. So what essentially is sirtuin? Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to explain what sirtuin is, but I'm going to just tell you that they are essential in every single cell processes. Your chromosome, your DNA, your cell expression, every single thing. So kind of about 10 years ago, we knew the powers of sirtuin as well as resveratrol. Okay, so there you go, sirtuin. Okay, so basically sirtuin helps to turn on all your longevity gene. Number 1 to number 7. So giving rise to different processes like your DNA, transcription, aging, as well as a cell apoptosis. Now, I want to mention that cell apoptosis is when your cells are damaged. And so when cells damage, they have a function to apoptosize, which means kill itself. So it doesn't keep duplicating these sick cells, right? So we're supposed to signal ourselves to kill itself like kamikaze. Okay, but what the problem is when our cells are damaged, your cell membranes do not receive the signal to start cells apoptosis. You keep on duplicating unhealthy cells that gives rise to inflammation, leading to chronic diseases. Okay, now Situin also basically mimics calorie restriction. Okay, now calorie restriction is a very, well, Dr. Sinclair did mention before Situin gene and its key function in terms of turning on the longevity gene. Okay, now essentially, when we restrict our diet, and I mentioned this some time ago, did you all know that when we restrict our diet, say by 40%, which means we dip our calories by 40%, we live 30% longer? Yes. Why is that so? Because when that happens, we activate our SIRT1 gene in particular, and that's our longevity gene. Okay, the longevity gene then starts to activate all the processes, which is cellular regeneration and repair within our cells. And make no mistake, every single part of us, we're having inflammation and oxidative stress, oxidizing, etc. So the body is constantly at work. So the Situin gene plays a key important function in continuing with its DNA repair that's constantly being assaulted within our cells, right? So those of you who know what resveratrol is essentially is the polyphenols that can be found in peanuts, in the red grapes, mulberries, etc. Okay, so one of the things that resveratrol does, it is basically this. It is it turns on and it turns off genes. It is the area of what I call epigenetics. Now, what on earth is genetics? Now, most of us know, genetics, long time ago. Now, this is one of the latest fields called epigenetics now, okay? So, long time ago, we used to tell ourselves, or, we were being told that, because our parents have high propensity, who have cancer or diabetic conditions, etc. So, therefore, we inherit their DNA, their genes, essentially. So, therefore, we are predisposed to have higher risk of diabetic conditions, etc. Well, that is true. No doubt that is true to an extent. But with latest medical discovery, our genetic makeups accrue to a very small percent, probably 10% or less. And essentially, it's not the genome type that affects all the aging as well as, the diseases. It's actually the phenome type. And the phenome type essentially is our food, our lifestyle, and many things as the external factors, which is the epigenetics. So what happens is when our lifestyle, we don't have great lifestyle, our sleep, we have insomnia because of stress, our cortisol levels, especially the pandemic, our cortisol levels are raised, etc., right? That gives rise to a lot of senescent cells that basically turn off our genes, our DNA. So essentially, our DNA has a huge role in helping us to repair our DNA, our telomeres, stem cells, etc. But with senescent cells and we're not unhealthy lifestyle, sometimes these, what I call the DNA, gets turned off, so they don't hear it, right? So epigenetics essentially, what Situin gene does, it basically, because it mimics calorie restriction, which puts your body kind of like in a defense mechanism. That's why the people in Okinawa, they're like centenarians. Now, many books have been written about the Okinawa people as to why they're centenarians, is because of their super low in calorie diet, like 500 calories. Okay, and because of this continual basis, their body is perpetually activating the longevity gene. And the beautiful part of resveratrol is this, okay? You now, with this compound called resveratrol, your body, so if you consume resveratrol, your body is able to mimic, you can mimic calorie restriction and turn on, okay, these longevity gene and start more massive DNA repair, telomere maintenance, stem cells, etc., without literally calorie restricting. I mean, come on, all of us know that it's so difficult these days to even live a healthy lifestyle and we are really loaded on calories, right? So then how do we even forget about mimicking calorie restriction? How do we even have a healthy, balanced meal? I mean, that in itself is a huge challenge today. So if you include resveratrol into your diet, essentially, or in your meals or as a supplementation, they help you turn on this amazing sirtuin gene that will help you turn on your DNA to start massive reparation. The DNA, the sirtuin 1 gene, that turns this particular gene on, that helps you to respond better because it turns on your sirtuin 1 gene. Isn't that amazing? So medical advancement is super amazing, and that totally excites me. Okay, so I'm going to go backtrack a little bit. So that's what basically sirtuins do. And they are like super important because they work very closely with your NAD levels. So now, previously, those who know about resveratrol, so they used to load up a lot of resveratrol, and some of us may not see as much effect as others. And I'll tell you why. Okay, this is the key thing. Okay, so now as we age, right, our NAD levels drop. Now, why do I again mention NAD levels? Okay, as we age, our NAD levels drop. And you know what? When we're about 40, our NAD, our so-called our battery levels reduced to half as it was when we were 20. And that's scary. Like I asked you about your energy within your phone, your battery, right? So can you imagine if like I'm 50 years old now and I have to leave the house with my handphone battery of 40 to 50%, I'd be very anxious and concerned. But can you imagine each of us, now think about it, if we're walking around with our own cellular battery of only 50%, not for the day, guys, not for the day, for your life, and there's no way to recharge. Think about it. Does it scare you? It scares the heck out of me. So when we are low in our NAD levels, you can see from here, it's a very, I hope that this picture or this diagram shows you how important our NAD levels are, because they essentially are the life of your cells. They are the energy source. So therefore, and the scary thing is this, that our body's NAD supply is finite. Listen, it's finite. It's not infinite. It's finite. Our body doesn't produce continually, and not only that, it depletes, and we have a bad lifestyle. We are totally stressful with bad, diets and everything, right? We deplete our NAD cells. We press the accelerator button when we don't sleep enough, we don't exercise, okay, and we don't have a full healthy diet that consists of all your phytonutrients, etc. And even if we did, if you remember what I mentioned about the aging processes, our inability rather to absorb the nutrients. So this is like scary news, right? So, but the good news is this, that in 2013 in Harvard laboratories, they discovered NMN. It's called nicotinamide mononucleotide. There you go. And that's your answer. Okay, so what is it? So now NMN essentially is a source to give your NAD energy. It's a precursor. So NAD feeds your NAD basically gives rise, it feeds into the production of your NAD level. It's a precursor, it's an energy enzyme. So isn't that amazing? And NMN essentially can be found in like natural foods and everything, natural foods like broccoli, kale, cabbage, avocados. But the problem is that number one, few factors. We don't absorb enough. Number two, we don't eat enough of. And we need to take tens and tens of kilos to reap the benefits, to raise, number one, the predominant role that we have now is to raise our NAD levels, because as we already know, when we deplete the source, all the aging problems will creep in slowly but surely, or maybe even very quickly, right? Okay, so that's basically what NMN does to our body. So therefore, if we have NMN to raise. I mean, this is a very clear, super clear picture of what NAD affects our body and how NMN can help. Okay, so essentially NMN is an energy source, and when you have the energy source within your cells, essentially your mitochondrial activity, your ATP goes up. Your adenose triphosphate, which is the energy source, right, goes up and giving rise to higher metabolic rate, and all your mitochondrial activity goes up, and it gives rise to, of course, increased insulin sensitivity that, well, of course, will help you to balance your blood sugar levels, better gene expression, therefore cellular healing and reparation and repair takes place. It's been tested in mice in the labs, right, that with NMN, the mice had better hearing and eye vision as well. So a whole multitude of a reversal of aging NMN that truly will help. So these are some of the amazing benefits that really NMN will help with the aging. Can I say the aging problems that all of us face? Okay. So therefore, I am so happy to introduce, now that you know what NMN does, what the sirtuin does in our body, etc., let me give you the solution for, I would cannot say the elixir of immortality, okay? But here today, I'm presenting to all of us, we have the elixir to wellness, to increase your health span. And this is a brand new era of health food, which is called the liquid liposomal capsule, which is essentially our N class. Okay, so I've repeated this and I will again re-emphasize, right? We are using an amazing delivery system. So now that we know how aging, now when we want to take supplementations because we don't absorb enough, right? We don't absorb well. We want a delivery system to where it matters the most. And where does it matter the most? Which is your bloodstream in your small intestines, where it absorbs all the nutrients. So the beautiful part in this amazing N class, which you saw the beautiful video that we have, is that apart from giving it specific release, it's precise like German missile precision, is the highest absorption. So therefore, we are using the liposomal delivery. So essentially, the liposomal, if you can see from this picture here, the right big sphere in the center, it's essentially your active ingredients. It could be resveratrol, it could be glutathione, it could be vitamin C, etc. Any of the nutrients being encapsulated in bilayers, which means 2 layers. Okay, of spheres of these lipids, fats, okay, that will protect your nutrients so that they safely pass by your gastrointestinal tract, essentially your passing by your stomach digestive juices, because they will destroy and degrade all the nutrients, right? And therefore, bring it down to your intestinal epithelial cells so that you have optimal delivery. I mean, the main aim of taking any supplement is for you to absorb them. So giving rise to, if you compare this amazing technology versus the various older dated technologies, for example, the tablets or the previous generation 2's capsule, or even the biogel, right? Our liposomal technology is super amazing. But even within liposomal technology, I want to share with everybody, there were subcategories. There was the spray that was not so stable. There's the previous generation before our liquid capsule. Okay, before our liquid capsule was a powdered version. Okay, but that wasn't so effective, and it wasn't as high in terms of a bioabsorption. So this gives rise to a brand new era. Now, liposomal technology has been used, has been clinically researched for drugs, essentially. And essentially, they were used for cancer drugs, to bring the drugs to the targeted area for destruction. And it was super effective. So in the pharmaceutical world, this technology has definitely been used, and with a lot of results, because they've been trying to do clinical tests to give it the highest absorption level to the targeted areas. So we're the first. Isn't it exciting? We're the super first to introduce the liposomal liquid capsule, where it houses, using the latest technology in liposomal era, okay, to house the most natural top ingredients to help our body raise our NAD levels, increase our sirtuin activity, and a lot of other functions, which I will share with you later. Okay, so isn't it crazy amazing? So for those of you who want to know a little bit more about the liposomal, we can watch this video.
When you swallow a capsule, it goes into your stomach and then your intestines. The acids in your stomach will cause the capsule to rapidly disintegrate and release its contents, which is typically not a great setup for ideal absorption. However, with liposomal technology, the active ingredients are formed into structures called liposomes, which consist of bilayers of molecules that help protect and transport the active ingredients so that they are more efficiently and ideally absorbed. Once those liposomes are absorbed from your GI tract into your bloodstream, they're able to penetrate more rapidly into the target tissues of your body where they're needed. These liposomes, which are formed in your body, disintegrate your stomach and intestine and result in improved bioavailability of the active ingredients.
There you go, liposomal delivery system. Now, I'm going to just share with all of you guys, right? Now that we have this technology, okay, not only that, okay, our products are made with the highest integrity, in the PICS GMP facility. Now, many health, many supplements out there in the market, you know, most of them are really all in a bottle. Okay, so ours are made with the highest integrity, which means from the very all the different stages of the product development of our N+, okay, is made with the highest integrity and heart. Why? From the very early stages of the product development, every single raw material is meticulously recorded for its efficacy, the clinical research on this particular ingredient, right? Number one. Number two, it's of course its entire manufacturing processes in terms of its safety and compliance. But number three, which is the most important, which I want to highlight, is our packaging. Too often, many people, you know, text me and show me pictures. Oh, how does ours compare with the marketplace? You know, this particular one claims to be this, claims to be this, claims to be this. And I want to set the record straight here tonight. Okay, this is super essential. Number one, like I said, our raw materials are meticulously recorded, right? Number two is the processing. Number three is the packaging. I would say 95% of all the supplements out there in the market are in a bottle. I cannot stress this enough. As much as when you cut a fruit, it will oxidize. When you keep opening the bottle 20 times or 30 times, most supplements will yield you for 30 days. They will oxidize. Make no mistake, it will oxidize. So therefore, the very first tablet or capsule that you take will have a dip in its efficacy by the 20th capsule. Make no mistake, right? So therefore, I am so proud to say why our amazing N+ is so crazy amazing. I mean, look here, just look at our packaging. I'm going to just show you the packaging, right? The packaging. When you have the packaging, when you open the packaging up, it not just gives you the foil pack, but an additional sealed up pack here to prevent damage from ultraviolet rays and oxidative stress. Then you have this particular foil, right? This foil slab. And it's crazy amazing, right? So we need to educate people. We have a much better product that really will yield you the effects as what the product says. So this is an amazing thing. And the fourth way, of course, is logistics. So every single process is under strict scrutiny with the highest international, strictest standard for healthcare. Now, a PICS GMP facility, generally, you know, it's used to manufacture drugs because the cost factor is there. So, but for our company, for Uzesta, to really want to use this facility, it shows you the pride in our products and the integrity we want to share to the world. You know, promote to be a leading healthcare company. And that says amazing, right? So I'm going to go back to my slides right now. Okay, so this is the thing that we really want to share with the world, how much love, I would say, how much love is put into our amazing products. So this is the technology and the liposomal. So now it's time to revitalize your body's vitality. Okay, now that you've got the amazing delivery system, okay, now we need to know, we want to have that youthfulness within us. What do we need to do? And I shared with you earlier, we need to raise our NAD levels to increase our mitochondrial activity, to activate our sirtuin gene that really turns on your epigenetics, right? That turns on your sirtuin-1 gene to unlock or to turn on those genes to start massive reparation in your cellular levels, okay? Make no mistake. If you want to be healthy, your cells first need to be healthy, okay? Now, so introducing the solution and the elixir for optimal wellness. You have all the key ingredients needed in one liquid capsule using the latest German liposomal delivery. And I shared with you, even within the liposomal technology, we have evolved. Okay, there was the spray version, there was an aerosol version, there was a powdered, freeze-dried hydrolyzed version, and this is the best version so far till today as I speak, which is the liquid capsule, right? So number one that this amazing thing has is, of course, your NMN, which I shared with you earlier, that the NMN is the energy source. Now, why do we need this energy source? Because we want to raise our NAD levels. I'm going to just go back to summary. We need to raise our NAD levels, right? Our NAD essentially is our battery. So our NMN is your energy source. Okay. Now, while the rest of the world, I can safely say 95% of the world is using synthetic source of NMN, Uzesta is proud to present to the world NMN in its most natural source from the extract from a broccoli. It's water extraction. So it's one of the highest grade in the market. It's not powdered form, it's liquid liposomal. And this particular patented NMN extract has been approved by the Ministry of Health and Welfare in Japan. So this, number one, gives you a fully charged battery. Okay, number one. So then it contains glutathione. Now, I say glutathione is a perpetual vitality. Why? Okay, I'm going to just go with glutathione here, right? Now, most of us know, okay, what is glutathione? Most people know what vitamin C is, what beta carotene is, and we all know that. But it's actually very ironic. I want to share with all of you. Did you know that glutathione, some people have not heard about glutathione, but they know of vitamin C, vitamin E, and all those other vitamins. It's like I said, it's ironic because glutathione is your body's master antioxidant. There you go. There you go. So some people I hear, oh, but I take vitamin C, but glutathione is your body's master antioxidant. It helps to reduce oxidative stress and therefore it plays a key role essentially in your liver detoxification. Now, your largest organ and one of the most important organ within our body is your liver. We need to detoxify so that we don't have all these toxins that brings on inflammation, that causes low-grade inflammation, and then chronic inflammation that wrecks our health and starts all our, aging diseases and expedites the aging process. So you could be like 29, 39, but if you're constantly having inflammation with your body, you are helping, I'm telling you for a fact, you are helping your body to age prematurely. So glutathione is something super important. If we think that vitamin C is important, glutathione is your body's master antioxidant, okay? And so therefore, it helps your body to detoxify, to eliminate poisons. Yes, we have poisons in our body and toxins in the liver. And that gives rise to better optimal functions within our body because your body, make no mistake, needs to be at balance with your free radicals and your oxidative stress, your antioxidants. So you need to balance that to optimize health. So when we don't have enough of this master antioxidant, your body is off balance. Therefore, you know what? You deplete your NAD source a lot quicker because your body has to constantly fight off inflammation due to oxidative stress, toxins, etc. So that's how important glutathione is. And that is why I'm going back to our slides here. After now that your body has the energy source, we want to now detoxify to remove all these toxins so that your liver can help you to detoxify, remove all these toxins so that you can absorb the nutrients a lot better. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? If it makes sense, please type 11111. Who's lost? Put 0, seeing stars. Okay. Those who understand now put 1111111 in your chat. Okay. So now you have energy source. Now you want perpetual vitality. A lot of times when there's a lot of inflammation and goes on in your body, you feel sluggish, you feel tired, etc. So we don't want those. Okay, so we need glutathione. And then the third superhero within this simple, humble-looking capsule is resveratrol. What did I say about resveratrol earlier on? It activates, it turns on your epigenetics, it turns on your SIRT1 gene. I'm going to backtrack. So I drown this information in you because it's how important it is. Because if you want to be healthy, you want to reverse aging, you want to have the curious case of Benjamin Button, well, here it is, okay? We have this in one little green capsule. So resveratrol, there you go. It increases the sirtuin genes. Now, previously, therefore you can see resveratrol mimics calorie restriction. Phew! Heng, we don't have to starve ourselves 40% of our calories to activate our sirtuin gene that helps us increase our reparation within our body. Isn't that a sigh of relief for many of us because we love food, right? So adding resveratrol as part of the supplementation kind of helps you with that calorie restriction. But having said that, guys, please don't, because you have this one capsule, right? And you say, oh, because Joanne said it does all these things, you load up on calories, you go crazy on fast food and all that, okay? It's counterproductive. Okay, I mean that this product really goes hand in hand with a healthy lifestyle, sleep, prayers, meditation, etc. It is not, again, it is not sentan, okay, like I said, but it will help your body perform better and function better. So resveratrol helps to turn on and mimics calorie restriction and activates all your beneficial cellular pathways. Isn't that amazing? So therefore, within this capsule, you have energy source, detoxification from glutathione, resveratrol to mimic calorie restriction. Now, some of us previously who took resveratrol, and I mentioned earlier, who didn't see yet, much difference in terms of the health benefits is because that something is needed first, which is your NAD to be up. So when you have your battery up, it's like your fuel, then now resveratrol has the energy source to function and activate. I'm going to repeat that. For resveratrol now to function and turn on its SIRT1 gene, it needs an energy source. Remember what I said? Every single function in your body requires an energy source. And that is why NAD is a prerequisite, if I can say. And a raised high levels of NAD is a prerequisite to help resveratrol function optimally. So therefore, this particular N plus, and why it's called N plus, because it's a plus, it has got your energy source, your glutathione, and resveratrol. So those of us who are eating, some people who take NMN1, resveratrol 1, yeah, this is totally synergistic. Beautiful, right? So now you have resveratrol. So therefore, it's a fountain of youth because it turns on your longevity gene. It turns on your DNA. Now, we all have about 30,000 DNA within us, but a lot of them are in hibernation. Resveratrol turns back those DNA cells to keep it ramping up and performing to help you reverse aging. When I say reverse aging, I mean all those functions that comes with reversal of aging, which means your cellular, your cells, your stem cells, your telomeres, everything functioning optimally, giving you more energy source, more reverse of aging, health, putting disease at bay, etc. Okay, and then finally, we added in soy peptide. What has soy peptide got to do and being, in this capsule? Very simply. Now, most of us today, in our present world, we take in a lot of carbohydrates. We may or may not realize this. A lot of us, we don't have enough nutrients within our body, amino acids, to build our muscles. Why do we say that? We need to nourish our muscles because we want our mitochondria activity to go up. Remember I mentioned earlier on our mitochondrial activity. Your mitochondrial activity is housed within your muscles. But as we age, we lose more and more muscle mass. And that's why your body composition has a switch. There's less lean muscle, more body fat. Right? So therefore, of course, when that happens, you have a dip in terms of your metabolic rate because your mitochondrial activity lowers. So therefore, we do need a superior source, if I may say, of amino acids to nourish your body, so that gives rise to better mitochondrial activity, and then at the same time, reversal of aging. Make sense? Does it make sense? If it makes sense, give me a 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 for the product, not me. This amazing product that's so synergistic, right? That is inclusive for anybody. The vegans, for example, using the latest German technology. And mind you, all our ingredients are non-synthetic. Mind-blowing, right? Non-synthetic, okay? Vegan-friendly, Japanese patented ingredients, manufactured with the highest grade, okay? And with nano size, okay? NMN is a huge molecule, and if you don't use the right technology, your body has difficulty to process and absorb. So if this product you think is super excellent that you will want to take it, give me a 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, the perfect 10 product, okay? So therefore, I've covered this. So therefore, it is truly a 360 degrees change in terms of your health status, cellular 360 degrees cell rejuvenation. Okay, so with your amazing broccoli extract, your glutathione, resveratrol, as well as soy peptide, like I said, you can see from here, your muscle protein. We want to increase muscle cells so that when you can retain, when you can retain more muscles, you have higher levels of metabolic rate, and that lowers your body fat as well. And then of course you will get this, guys, listen to this part. I'm going to bring back this part. Okay, here, your body weight will go down. See that? Your energy's metabolism will go up, and that's exactly what happens when you raise your NAD levels within your body, and you cannot raise your NAD levels without one thing, which is your NMN, your energy enzyme. Okay, so there you go. Okay, here we go. And so therefore, you can see that, that we are presenting to the world a brand new health era, where it's really using the best ingredients, what I call the unique ingredients, the latest German technology, and the absorption rate, and non-GMO, organic. I mean, like, this is what I call, with N+, makes good times last. Okay, so therefore you have this amazing liquid capsule, with all the advantages of specific release, and this is a reiteration of what I've mentioned to you. So this is how amazing technology is, science is, and how Uzesta has combined everything to make it a full circle in just one liquid capsule. So I hope that you're all blown away by, the science, the aging facts, and our amazing product. And you can see from here, our products complies to all the safety regulations, accomplished, with all the certifications, trustworthy, etc. So this gives you that while you want to build your immune system, it gives you peace of mind. So I really hope that today's sharing will share with you, what the benefits are of our amazing product. And any questions, I'm open to questions. And I want to just share something with you apart from the slides right now. See, for everybody here, I want you to see, I want to today teach you something about label reading. Okay, few things I want to clarify today. I think it's super pertinent, yeah. So a lot of people have asked me, so I want to just clarify everything, right? Some people have asked me, oh, Joe, hang on. Yes. Wait. Okay, some people have asked me, right? How come the label says 0, and why does it not say anything on our label? So it's very simple. Now, if you see the ingredients list on our box, okay, number 1, it says first ingredient. Now, our labels are all labels, not our labels, every single labeling is done in a descending order, which means from the most to the very least. So the very first ingredient that you can see from here is called the Sachi inchi oil. Now our Sachi inchi source is from the Peruvian Amazon forest, which is a super amazing non-contaminated source that you don't have the heavy metals, pollution, etc. Right? And it's very green, by the way, for the environment. It's one other thing, super green for the environment, and that is your driver. That's the key for our liposomal delivery. So of course that takes the first place. The second product, the ingredient is our broccoli extract. So that shows you, broccoli is not the last ingredient, but the second, which means it is the second highest component with this liquid capsule. And then of course we have our glutathione soy peptide. So this gives rise to show you that the purity, if I may say, the purity of our product. And it's not many. Some products you can see, wow, the ingredients list are so many because there's so many other additives and fillers, etc. We have no fillers. In fact, powdered version, I want to tell you, all powdered version, they have a lot of fillers inside because ours liquid we don't have. Okay, number one. Number two, the other part of the labeling is everything is 0, 0, 0, 0. Now, what does it mean? Now, the labeling for the nutritional information. The nutritional information essentially lists out the macronutrients. Okay. Now, what are macronutrients? Macronutrients essentially are your proteins, fats, and your carbohydrates. Now, inside here, this pill that you saw from my earlier slide, we don't have any of this. So there's no sugar added, for example, sucrose added. And you will see your carbohydrates and all that, right? So you don't see it, and you will see energy source because you'll see energy source. And of course, I want to tell you, right, guys, that is not from your NMN or the broccoli, okay? The energy essentially is from the Sachi inchi oil because oils, lipids, contains energy. So for those of you who don't know, oil has energy source, right? Which is why your body stores them as fat because they are your so-called prized possession within your body. So the energy source within your labeling, the energy source is from the Sachi inchi oil, and the rest are 0 because these are not macronutrients. Our NMN, it's micronutrients. So it's not labeled here, and there's no other. Some people have asked me why there's no listing of a multivite like blah, 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 and all that. Is because this is not a multivite. So again, we're in the area of epigenetics. N class is what I call food for your DNA cells, right? Cellular health, right? So it's what I call nutraceutical products, pharmaceutical grade nutrition, right down to your DNA cellular levels to ramp up and optimize all cellular functions. Now, those who ask, what about those who went, wow, they list down all your calcium and blah, blah, blah. Those are for multivitamins, because it's a prerequisite. If your product is classified as a multivite, then you need to kind of list down all the different micronutrients that the particular capsule or tablet has in its dosage. So a prelude to the company's new product, which is called Vita Pro. Okay, it's got vitamins as well as 10 strands of probiotics that is pharmaceutical grade and it's time release technology. Okay, will have those what do you call the supplementation factors. Those that you see of those who are multivites, they will have them. So, but this N plus, it is considered like a natural food grade. So there's no other like calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, etc. So you don't have that, and it's not necessary as well. Okay, so those of you who want to know a little bit more, and so this is basically as natural. And for those of you who have had questions on the labeling, etc. So there you have it. So any questions?
Yes.
So this
one
it's not synthetic. It's definitely nothing is synthetic in this product right now. Yes. So and it's all so some people have asked me whether the capsule is made from animal, blah blah blah. It's non animal based. It's all vegan friendly. Vegan, not even vegetarian, but vegan friendly. Is it HSA approved? Okay, so the answer is this. We are in the midst of it now for HSA to approve, because the business model for Uzesta is drop shipment. So HSA Singapore, if we want to get those approvals, we need to we need to register an office here in Singapore, which we are in the process of. In a couple of months we will, and we are getting all those HSA approvals, etc. Definitely, that's the process. Bearing in mind that this is a brand new company, we're like just 2 months old, and drop shipment for goods to be drop shipped here, hey, even if we submit them for approval, HSA will throw us out because HSA only does approval of licensing when you have a physical office here in Singapore, and that which we are currently doing. The company, because of its amazing response in the growth of the company in Singapore and the sales volume, we have expedited the process. It was meant to be the first quarter, actually. It was meant to be scheduled for the first quarter of next year, but we have brought everything forward to next couple of months. And so that's very exciting news for all of us. And it also shows you how the company is progressing. It's not based on a blueprint of what is a timetable to happen, but based on what distributors need, what we need to grow the business for us to explode. Any other questions with regards to NMN? No questions whatsoever. So I've covered everything.
Oh, there's a question in the Q&A.
Okay.
The Q&A section.
I'm looking for, looking for a substitute. Well, yes, definitely. Okay, so I've answered Wati. This can be a great substitute because it has it inside, glutathione. So yes, definitely. Okay, I didn't get you. Okay, so the amount and the dosage, is proprietary, and it's kind of like a trade formula secret. But what gives you a very big clue, okay, is it's a second ingredient within the box. It's proprietary, so it's a second ingredient in the box. It's not ranked third or fourth or fifth. It's the second ingredient. So it's the most, right? So far we know that the amount of it's not just so it is not just the amount and the dosage that is important, all right? It is the delivery system. So some companies, synthetic. Now, how do you tell if it's synthetic? Okay, one of the questions, how can you tell if any bottle out there that says the very first ingredient to be NR or NAD plus or ribose, anything that has BNMN is the very first ingredient, that is synthetic, because it's a scientific expression of a synthetic. It is synthetic, right? Yes. Any other questions?
Okay.
I will re-answer Kimberly again. She asked, why is it not registered? For a company to get HSA license, we must, there's a criteria for HSA, we need to have a registered office in Singapore. The company, Uzesta's business model is drop shipment. So we haven't yet have an office. So when we submit, the HSA will not take in the application because we don't have a physical registered office in Singapore. Having said that, like I say, we are underway with that because we were supposed to register an office in the first quarter of next year, but everything has been escalated. We are expedited rather. We are doing it in the next couple of months. So it's not that we don't want to or anything shady, but they don't do it unless you're in office here. Like I just want to tell you that many of us buy things from iHerb. Nothing. It's also not HSA. So for HSA to take in an application to verify its products, so it needs to have an office in Singapore. Any other questions pertaining to our amazing products?
Anything else? Ladies
Nothing?
and gentlemen?
Yes. So if nothing, I take it that all of you know how amazing our products is. And before we go, I think, we need to give our N plus for its entire synergy a super 10. Okay. So, how do we take this product? Very simply. As long as 16 or 18 and above, you can take 1 to 2 capsules a day. Okay. So any other questions? If not, let's give our N plus a standing ovation, because I will. I've seen phenomenal testimonies within 3 days. I thought it was a placebo effect, but apparently no. We have phenomenal results with our.
I know my energy level has shot up every
I
day.
know, it's crazy.
It's the first thing I noticed about myself. I mean, no more lethargy, no more feeling down or something. You just want to I suddenly woke up and
Okay, so Guo Jing, I answered this question. So we don't have the dosage of the broccoli extract because it's a proprietary blend. Okay, like some companies as well, some companies that has these natural product, they don't put the amount. So we don't know. But like I say, the labeling on the ingredients list is on a descending order. Okay, so broccoli extract is ranked number 2. So it gives you a very clear indication on the amount of it inside. But I think what's most important is the delivery system. So a lot of people who conventional, okay, traditional, we need to shift our mind. A lot of traditional, we see the dosage. So we see, wow, 1,000 means good. But some products, for example, even collagen, here 10,000, here only 5,000. But if this 5,000 is hydrolyzed, your cells take it better. The 10,000 here, if it's not hydrolyzed, collagen molecules are big. You don't absorb much, 10% or so, versus a hydrolyzed. So it's not so much how much it is, but and also because we're using, again, I mentioned the liposomal. So it delivers precisely like a sniper. I won't even use German precise, but sniper precision to where it matters for the absorption in the bloodstream in your small intestines. So that I think it's key for our product. Okay, so we have 3 things, yeah. First and foremost, super unique ingredients. Number 1, our patented sources, like our NMN and our resveratrol and our glutathione. Number 2, it's super integrity. Not many companies can tell you it's GMO free. 非基因改造, it's GMO free. At the same time, it is the best delivery. So some companies have delivery but synthetic, and then not GMO free. Some companies, maybe they give you the best the best of nature has to offer, unique, but using generation 1 and 2 or 3. It defeats the purpose. If you have the top ingredients, unique ingredients, but it gives you generation 1 delivery system or generation 2 or 3, then you still don't get the optimal bioavailability absorption, which means nothing. Because as I mentioned earlier, the reason why we even take, I just show with you again, the reason, okay, so back to the dosage and everything, I think the key thing that I want to mention today, I don't have it here, which I will share, it's not on this particular computer, I forgot. So the key ingredient is when we take supplements, any supplements, or we take food, our main aim should be the ability to absorb them, the nutrients. So the liposomal delivery gives us that. Because if you notice, I said earlier on, as we age, the main thing that we do is that we have an altered nutrient absorption. So therefore, when we don't absorb enough and all that, the delivery system matters. Okay? So
well done. I hope that captures everything we need to know about N Plus for everybody here. And
perfect.
Joe?
So now, if there's no other questions, so thank you so much for tonight's everybody's attendance to find out more about what NMN does and what our liposomal and our I wouldn't say our differentiation, but our uniqueness and our superpowers of it. Okay, so with that, I wish all of you a wonderful evening ahead and a week to come, and and enjoy the best of health with our N Plus.
All right.
So good night,
Thank you
everyone.
so much for that, Joe.
Cheers to good health.
A big cheer for all. Okay, everybody, and thank you very much. I think we can all have a big round of thanks to Joanne. And there are many ways we can say that. You can put it on the chat box, or you can go back to our WhatsApp group. You may want to express your feelings. You can express your thanks. You can express everything you want in there. Please go ahead, because like I mentioned many times, we are truly, truly fortunate to have someone like Joanne who has tremendous amount of knowledge, the tremendous amount of back-end information, the amount of research she does. Is the way she explains and the way she brings it out for us to understand. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, keep that in mind. So right now, just a couple of things. Stay tuned for few more product trainings that's going to be happening almost every week. Keep your Tuesday evening always free for that. And besides that, we have our business opportunity sessions every Wednesday as well. It's a good chance for you to bring people to understand a lot more about what the business and what the products are. We always talk about almost everything. Thirdly, this was recorded. It will be available on YouTube. It will be available for you to start looking at it again. You can keep on learning about it over and over again as much as you want. And you have a chance to also share it with people. Let's bring good health to the masses, to as many people as we can. Okay, so this is me, Prabjit, PJ. I'm signing off right now, and thank you once again for making your time, for being here with us tonight. And I will see you again on the next session. So take care and good night.
You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me. I'm getting back up on my feet.